We are home! Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Hello everyone. We have arrived back
Peace.
in England.
Love.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We just wanted to say thank you for coming on our journey. We loved it, didn't we? The journey.
It was a good journey.
Yeah.
It was an epic journey.
Yeah, almost 4,000 miles.
Yep.
So, yeah. In 14 days. No, and then a week before, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 4,000 miles in 3 weeks.
You're a mathematician.
Yes. We were 3 weeks on the road, 3 weeks at the homestead.
Okay.
6
yeah,
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we loved it. We absolutely loved it. Well, I absolutely loved it, and he is such a fantastic guy. He just did anything I wanted, where I wanted to go, where we wanted to stop. Wonderful, I enjoyed it, and I said thank you 100 times to him.
That's a tip to you guys, or you young men out there. Listen to what she's saying.
And I do need to apologize.
BDSM.
We already put the washing machine on, so you might hear that in the background. I apologize. I hope it doesn't interrupt the sound too much.
Yes.
Yeah. So what tips do we have for people who want to do van life?
Well,
For longer periods on the
what
road.
do you want out of it? Is my question. What do you want?
Talk to them.
Yeah. What do you want out of it? Because, well, I know people chase after something, and there's something like they feel it's like a little growth. You're sat in the house, they say, and you're doing your usual routine, and something grows in you, like a desire to go and do something different, to go somewhere on holiday. So you think about this ideal situation where you go on holiday and it's going to satisfy something inside of you. So you go there and maybe it does satisfy something. And certainly with you, there was something satisfied.
Yeah, after being so long bedbound and housebound and feeling so well, I had a feeling
Unwell to start with.
Yeah, but now on the journey I started becoming better and better. I haven't felt this good for decades. So that was freeing, was really, well, can't only, it was just, how do you call it? Like ecstasy.
Liberating?
Like ecstasy?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, blissing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And not all the time, of course, because we still need to be careful, but just the fact that I could come along on a journey and don't have to lie in a special chair and have to stay in bed, and it was just wonderful. And I hope that I can hold on to that.
What I'm getting here is escapism. It's escaping your
Illness.
situation.
Yeah.
And I think in a way, though, you can relate that to even people who's healthy.
Yeah.
That there's a need to escape.
Yeah.
To escape from what you feel may be a prison.
Yeah.
But eventually, it's for me personally, it's I always come up with the banana boat thing. I mean, okay, I'm in a different place, doing something different and driving instead of sat on my ass, but it's still me, you know, it's still me.
Yeah.
And am I happy? Am I unhappy? I can make whatever play I want, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm in charge of that play, that story.
Yeah.
So what story do I want to choose? Well, to be honest, all the stories are kind of empty.
For you it is.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, but when I asked you as well, what can we give to other people who think about going on the road together, beside the spiritual side of it, I was more thinking about the practical thing of
I mean,
on
you
the
have to
ride.
understand for me as well, like I've reached a point in my life where there's few things that has meaning, and you know, so let's take you over there. I don't want to bring you over here to me, but let's go there into that part of it.
Yeah, like the practical side of van life. I already said in other, I haven't added any videos on the road. They will be released over time, so you can see the journey. But what we we are always 24 hours together anyway, but lots of that time when we are here in this council house in England is spent on screens. We work on screens and occupy our minds in that way. But when you're on the road, it didn't feel right to be on the screens. I wanted to be present in the moment where we were and explore the area we were in. So that took us away from the screens. First thing I noticed was my eyesight improved. Both our eye, the white in our eyes became brighter, white, pure white.
That's because we changed our diet.
Yes, but also the clean water, fresh air, lots of time spent outdoors and away from the screens.
Carbohydrates as well, of course.
Yeah.
And we stopped eating carbohydrates.
Yeah, we not all of it. We have a low carb diet, high protein and fat. And most of the days I do intermittent fasting, and I only have one meal a day and a cup of soup.
Just checking their eyes, everyone.
And a cup of soup in the evening. And that's it. And the rest of the, let's say 20 hours, I don't eat, I only drink water. So that has done me a lot of good, I think. But what I wanted to pinpoint to a lot of people is be aware that you are 24 hours together and you will see parts of your partner you might not see when you are both working or spend time separate or even together but on screens. And I must say, I always felt very close to Indiana, but I feel even more closer now. I started developing feelings I didn't have before, and what I mean by that is sexual feelings towards Indiana. Normally I never thought about, I would like to have sex now. I never had those feelings before, or those thoughts, whatever you want to call it. But that started coming forth. Maybe because normally you're so busy doing other things, you miss signals maybe. And by the time you are ready to stop your screen, you're so tired that the sexual aspect takes a back step, a background in a way. That is what I noticed. I think some people might have fallout. We luckily don't have that. But there is a chance that people who start off for the first time being in a van, small area, you really need to work together to make that work. Some people might develop arguments over nothing, but for them in that moment that's not nice. So be aware of that. That's what I wanted to share, especially. I can see that happening. Also the hygiene on the road. We had to really find our way around hygiene. How do we keep ourselves clean? Well, we could have had showers. We came across showers.
Yeah, only twice.
Yeah, but we
Only twice.
No, but we didn't look for it. You can go to swimming bars. Lots of
swimming bars are shut. You have to have special membership. Just strike your card through.
That was a gym, but we could have bought a card online. That was an option. The swimming bars where you can go, sport halls. The petrol stations in Germany often have showers. You have to pay for it, of course. So there's options. We use a lot of wetties, baby wipes, and for me that worked. I'm going to have a shower in a minute. Indiana already had a shower since he came home. So that is something you have to think about. We don't have a shower in the van. We have toilets in the van, but we only use that for the number one. And if you need a number two, you have to all make it practical. Do it and then get rid of it in another way, in the dog bins, or you find a place, have a coffee, and then deposit your number two there. So I like all those things.
Box like I did once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we didn't know, like, because we were in Sweden, and in Sweden, their letterboxes are not like they are in England. In England, the postman comes up to your door, he sticks it into your letterbox. In Sweden, they make special boxes about this long and this wide, and this like this. See, like that. Well, that's very similar to a rubbish box in my eye, and I think, I mean, a foreign country, it must be a rubbish box. they leave it outside. So I goes up to this where this builder's merchant was, opens it up. I go, oh yeah, opens up like a rubbish box, stuck it in, and this was pee, because this was when Ahirada was very ill, and she couldn't, we had to do things in a certain way, and so then he goes to me, hey, that's not a rubbish box.
No, I said, where did you leave it? Where did you leave that wee?
Yeah.
He said, in a rubbish bin. I said, but I cannot see a rubbish bin from where I'm lying.
Yeah.
So he said, it's over there.
And it was I pointed it to her.
And I said, that's not a rubbish bin, there's a post box.
Well, I don't know how she knew that, because she's from Holland, maybe, they see more in Holland. But over here, well, I don't remember seeing post boxes like that anywhere, I did.
Anyway, he went back, luckily enough, and it's a good thing, because we became friends with the lady who worked in that building.
Was I behind the curtains?
And she was standing behind the window.
And I didn't know.
And when she invited us to meet her family, and we had a meal with them and stuff, really nice. She said, my first thought when you walked up to the building was, oh, he's coming to rob us. I mean, look at him. Why would people think that? I don't understand that.
He's such a nice person.
No, but you don't look like somebody who go and rob places. Anyway, we only heard that later. But so that is a consideration, how you keep yourself clean, how you're going to do your toilet, and what else did we have that I would like to share with you? Food was easy.
Cooking and cleaning the dishes.
Oh, that is very easy. We do that all with baby wipes and cleaning wipes, especially for cleaning.
Dry wipes.
And in Europe, I must say, it's way easier to eat healthy food than it is here in Britain.
Yeah. In England, it seems like that the businesses are all making their money out of people who's hooked on fat,
sugar,
salt, and sugar.
Yeah.
And they just, when you look at it, like, I mean, you become more aware of it when you come out of Britain into Europe and go to all those different kinds, taste all the different foods they do, much more healthier, and then come back to England, there's salt, fat, sugar, fat, sugar. You go in a shop, you're hungry, everything, salt, fat, sugar, pastry, fat,
bread.
Everything is just bad.
It's high carbohydrate food mostly, but if you're in Europe, we went to random supermarkets, because we are not known with their supermarkets. If there was a Lidl, we would go to Lidl, but they are not everywhere. We went to a shop, Rewe, R-E-W-E. Maybe I pronounce it wrong, I do apologize. Fantastic salad bar, seriously. Also how it was kept. There's a whole plateau covering all the food, so that somebody who's coughing and whatever doesn't come on the food. Really, really well done. Rewe, let me call you Rewe. That was such a lovely salad, wasn't it, darling?
It was good.
Lots of protein. You could just amazing.
You choose what you want.
Yes.
Like a buffet.
In the supermarket.
Choice of meats.
Just
or
fantastic.
Choice of salady type food, and just excellent.
And we prefer to eat on our own. We're very solitary people. We prefer not to go to big groups or restaurants, and not only for the financial aspect. We have only a small budget where we live from, so we want to let it go far. But even if we had the money, we would still prefer to buy food, find a quiet spot, and consume the food together, away from people.
I don't understand. Like, well, I think I do, but what I understand doesn't make human beings look very good. But why do you think human beings want to sit with other human beings plastered in the middle of them all, lots and lots of people? Why do people like that? Rather, as opposed to sitting on a bankside somewhere by a river underneath a few trees, watching life go by, like, what's so good, what's the draw about sitting in a restaurant or cafe with all those people? And you know something? Ahilanta left me right when we was in Belgium, and she went off to the shop, and so I sat there and I'm like just watching everything. I'm totally like I'm kind of like more focused after driving because I'm more relaxed and more centered in myself, and I observe more deeply, and I can see more clearly. And I'm watching people, and there's this group, there's another group, there's group, and then somebody walks by, and somebody shouts, "Hey, hello, Joe, blah blah," and then then there's like a woman sat here with her daughter, and she said, "Yeah, hello, Jack, blah blah." And I observed there's a lot of people will argue about this, but I see the impulsive sex, and then a lot of those communications like flirtation all the time, flirting all the time. So they go on, "Oh, darling, I'm just going down to the cafe. I'm going to have a coffee, my morning coffee down the cafe, and I will see you later, love." And so they go down there and they flirt. They flirt because it's something, it makes them feel that they are noticeable, that they're somebody.
They want to be seen. Some people have the need. Yeah. But okay, but you and I, we are quite a happy couple, so we find that kind of need in each other. And there's a lot of people who are in relationships, but they are very lonely.
It's excitement, isn't it?
No, but they are lonely in that relationship, and they need a kind of recognition of their worth. That is why people go and mingle with other people, so that they are seen and they feel that they.
A lot of people won't agree with that, man.
Well, that's okay. It's just only what we observe. I'm really sorry, the washing machine is getting louder and louder. I really hope that you still can hear us properly. But anyway, so that is a consideration as well. How do you do your food? Well, because we do intermittent fasting, we don't need to cook a lot.
No.
So we make one meal, and it was very warm. I mean, we had days in Europe, it was 30 degrees, way too hot. And we were not in Spain, we were in Northern Europe, Belgium, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Norway. And so we try to make food for 2 days. And you can't keep it any longer because we don't have a fridge in the van. And that worked for us.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that is how we don't need to make breakfast, we don't need to make lunch, we only make food around 4 o'clock and a cup of soup in the evening, that's it. So that was easy for us. It saves a lot of money, but also time, and we felt really healthy. So that is an aspect I want to bring forward. Other than that, sleeping.
Yeah.
Very important on the road.
It was, and we were right. Our instinct told us that we needed really a comfortable place to sleep, and we went to extreme measures to make our bed in the van like the bed upstairs in the house.
Exactly the same quality.
Exactly the same, and it was a good investment because I think that if you don't have good sleep, it takes the quality of everything, every part of your life away.
Yeah.
You can't, you're not, your energy is lacking, you feel tired, lethargic, you don't sleep proper, and your mind is not bright, so you're kind of switched off because you're in two worlds almost, dream world and this world. Well, I'll put two dream worlds then. But the quality of sleep is important, so it's well worth the investment into the most important thing is sleep. Yeah. And then, because let's face it, like food, you can get food. Water, it's easy to carry. And you can buy pretty healthy food without having to cook it.
Yeah. No, but stay with the sleeping.
Yeah.
The sleeping on the mattresses, we have this real full-size mattresses in the back of our van. We have a medium length for transit. So it is 2 meters long, 180 wide. We sleep in the length of the van, not sideways, because I wouldn't fit. I am 5'9", and sleeping from how do you call it? The width of the van wouldn't give me the space I need. Although I sleep on my side, so I don't know why. We don't sleep. But anyway, the belly and the back. Yeah, the mattresses are just as as in our home, and also we have layers of blankets, not blankets, but usually blankets. But you have different layers. We don't have one duvet or one sleeping bag. If you have different layers, because some evenings you start off, it's really warm in the fan, and then a fan gets really quickly hot and it gets really quickly cold. So you start off with one layer, and then in the night you wake up, you're cold, and you can pull over the other layer, and you're back to sleep. So that's a tip.
Yeah, what I do, I push one.
Yeah, to the side.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you push it
Push
to the
one
side.
to the side
Yeah.
and press it in the corner of the
Yeah,
fan.
and easily
And
pull
then
over.
when I get cold,
Yeah,
I pull that one back on
Yeah.
top.
yeah.
And
So
sometimes
that's another tip.
Yeah, sometimes I just sleep in the room without any blankets on
Yes.
at all.
So have different layers instead of one warm thing or just one thin.
I've got 3 temperature levels really. 1 sleeping naked when it's really hot, 2 sleeping with 1 blanket, 3 when it's really cold, sticking a third blanket on, and then that's ideal then, that's as warm as it can make me.
Yeah. And another thing is safety on the road. We use Park for Night this for the first time continuously. Seriously, every park up we have chosen, because if we go to a Park for Night park up and it doesn't feel right, we move on. Even if that means you have to drive until 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the night. We will not stop if it doesn't feel right, that's one. He is very good because he has been naughty, so he knows exactly what to look for. I missed something there, so I always listen to Indiana. He said, no, doesn't feel right. Okay, move on. We lock the fan. Yeah, we lock the fan, and once we are in, all the blinds up, and then Indiana tells me exactly what to do when something happens.
Yeah, I've got to train because this lady here, she's very impulsive
And innocent as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it means that she can jump into a situation without thinking about it. So I recognise that, and what I would say to you guys out there is to talk. If your wife's impulsive, if the guy's impulsive, talk.
What you will do.
Yeah. And a plan to protect yourself. What if this happens? What if they break the glass in the front of the door? Well, sleep with a club next to you. I know it's violence, and I'm totally against violence, but on the other side, I'm totally against violence on my own partner.
Yeah, defend yourself, yeah.
So that's defence, isn't it? So I'm talking from a defence mode. So you're sat lying in the back of a van, somebody breaks in the front, breaks the glass, they open the door. So the plan is, we go the back doors, and I quickly slip out naked, I take the club with me, I paint my face like a Celtic.
Yeah. The pig, the Celts.
Of course I haven't got enough time to do that.
No.
And I jump out the back quickly, drag them out, element of surprise, and give them a good whatever they need. Up the bum or...
Yeah. No, but seriously,
that's,
the naked aspect is important.
It won't work on everyone, that.
No, but
it can actually be detrimental because it can frighten the guy so much where he's going to be so scared.
The instinct run,
If he's got a knife in his hand, he'll stab you.
No, the instinct, I have seen it.
Despite them
lots of men who have a naked guy coming at them, the first instinct is to run. Somehow,
but that's only the funny ones. You've been watching that.
Most men
Instagram.
don't like a naked man coming towards them. They have a total repulse. But anyway, that is the plan. That's our plan.
Yeah.
Our plan is also, if somebody knocks on our door, don't say nothing.
Don't
Stay quiet.
No. Yeah.
And that is... Oh, the washing machine is finished. I really hope that the video is okay before this. Thank you, washing machine. If somebody knocks on your door, I have got instructions of say, don't say nothing, stay quiet. And then after he instructed me, a few days later, I saw in the Van Life group a story of 2 men in the van. Somebody knocked on the door 5:30 in the morning. They didn't answer. And 5 minutes later, the guy came back again, knocked on the door. They lowered the blind. What do you want? He wanted starting cables. They said, we don't have it. So they didn't open the door. Not even a few minutes later, that same guy, big build, Fawn, stepped in a car and drove off. So why did he need starting cables? And they didn't realize it at the moment. Only later, when they had something to eat somewhere or coffee somewhere, they realized, hey, wait a minute, what would have happened if we had opened the door? So never ever open the door. If people need help, they will have to wait until there's more people around or whatever. Just safety first. And I think that kind of stories help me to really realize the importance of following Indiana's example. Because I always,
There's one example.
I live in a pink cloud. I always think people are nice and it will be okay. It isn't.
There's something I can't talk a lot of, right? And this will be split decision out there, because I come from a background of where I'm well used to that kind of stuff, and so she buys me this torch, right? But it's a club as well, but it's light, right? And basically, the kind of people.
We are back. Sorry, our camera overheated. So I hope Indiana still knows what he was talking about.
Yeah, I was talking about a pretty sensitive issue, really, and it's about violence. But if somebody's going to break in your van, if somebody's breaking into your van while you're in that van, that's what they call, if they break into your house like that, that's what they call aggravated burglary.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most serious offences, because it becomes dangerous. If those guys got a weapon, if you're very vulnerable, if your wife, looks to them like something, any possible thing can happen. They can murder you, they can rape your wife, they can do all of the most dangerous things when you're in that situation. So you need protection. And like Ahiranta, she bought me this torch, right? And it's a club, but it's light, it's crap. And
but you could make it heavier by putting something in it.
But
then you will be done. Then you will be done by law, isn't it?
You've got to protect yourself. I would never use extreme force. I would only use the minimum required.
Yeah.
And I was taught that when I was in the army.
Yeah.
Minimum force. And sometimes minimum force means instead of killing somebody, you break a leg.
Yeah.
Or you break an arm.
Yeah.
Or sometimes if it's such a situation where you think that life is in danger, then you have to do something else, which we won't go there. We just hope that never happens to anybody. But when you're on the road, on the highway, you travel in foreign countries, there are absolutely all kinds of people. And if it's 1,000,000 to 1 chance that you're going to meet a murderer out there, you will have crossed that murderer, if you're a van lifer, a few times by now. And it's just a matter of is he going to see
probability,
you? Is he going to see you? Because it's like, first of all, the way you walk, the way you look, they size you out. They look at your wife, they look at you. And if you hold yourself in a certain way, like if you try to hide from people, you will attract that attention. That's somebody, wow, there's one there.
Weakness.
There's a weak touch there.
Yeah.
Let's go, he looks rich. Don't show your richness off. That's another thing, don't look rich.
Flaunt it around.
If your wife is beautiful, tell her to put something on to make her look.
Tone it down.
Tone it down and things like that.
Yeah.
And again, if the worst comes to the worst, that's all the things you can do before.
Yeah.
Don't make yourself look rich. Don't flaunt any money around. Don't dress up in expensive
don't flaunt your breasts.
clothes. Blah blah. Don't your wife. And I know a lot of people got a problem with that, but don't show your goods when you're traveling the road, and because you will meet those people.
Yeah.
Eventually, you will come across them. You don't know who they are, but they're going to be there sooner or later.
Yeah.
You've probably already. You may have even spoken to one or two of them in your lifetime if you've done it for a few years. So,
if I may add something to it, for example, when you drive on the motorway, for example, you see cars coming by. Most people, not most, lots of people have carrying bikes on the back. And the bikes on the back tells you exactly who's in the car. 2 bikes, little bike, family, 2 big bikes, 2 men, etc. Car comes by, female bike and a little cute 4-year-old, 5-year-old girl's bike, pink. No male bike. That's a signal for people who are out to do harm.
Yeah, they go like, oh, look,
cover it up. And you should, lots of people might say, yeah, we shouldn't have to do that. Yeah, no, we shouldn't. But those people who are out to satisfy their twisted sexual urge shouldn't be walking this earth either. But they are. So even I am innocent, but I can see that because Indiana has opened my eyes to it. That's a no-no. If you are girls traveling on your own, or a woman on your own, if you put chairs out somewhere, that's another thing I want to say. If you're on a campsite and you put chairs out, don't put one chair out with pink chair and nothing else. Put a second chair out with mail boots by the door. Yeah. And you don't. You might think I shouldn't have to do that. Yes, you do, because that is a signal. Don't hang a pineapple upside down on your caravan either. But that's only for people in the know.
What's that?
Yes, I will explain to you later. So they are signals that those people who are in the know look at, and you make yourself vulnerable. You make yourself a target if you don't apply yourself to that. Yeah. Park for night. We choose nice isolated spots in the woods, away from people. But you can sense when you are at that spot if you are a bit in touch with yourself, if you should stay or not. If it doesn't feel right, make the effort to move on. Yeah. Don't just stay.
Look at the area.
Read the reviews.
Yeah. I read the reviews, but look at the area as well. What's lying around? Is there sex magazines?
Yeah.
Is
move
there,
on. Condoms.
Yeah, condoms.
Yeah.
And if it's that kind of area,
move
stay
on.
there very long.
And also, when we are for Park for Night and we are staying on those places, people, please, I don't want to lecture anybody, but what gets on my tits is people are coming on a Park for Night, put their awning out, put their chairs out and treat it like a campsite. No, Park for Night is you arrive late, you put your toothbrush and your toothpaste in your mouth and you put the blinds down and you go to sleep. In the morning, you can of course have a wash and even have your breakfast. You don't sit outside. It's not a campsite. That is why people get so pissed off with van lifers. When you start treating it like a campsite. If you want to sit outside somewhere, go to a park with benches and sit outside. But don't put your awning out and don't put your chairs out. It is a place to sleep and then move on. But, that's my 2 cents. If you don't agree, leave your comment down below. I put my victim mail away.
You've got all kinds of people out there, though. You will have people out there that won't agree with that.
No.
Because they're out there, they're living and they don't want to be under that kind of tension all the time. It's just so many different needs and wants out there.
But Park for Night, if you don't have it, please. I paid $1.99. It has paid his way 1,000,000 times. What a fantastic spots we have found. And if you want to see our journey in the coming weeks, they will be posted maybe weekly or maybe a 2 weekly, I don't know yet, but you can follow our journey after you have seen this recap of our journey through Northern Europe. It was fantastic. Yeah. Definitely going to do it more often if I can. Yeah. Do you want to add something, darling, before we say goodbye?
Well,
I think we covered it, didn't we?
Just stay safe.
Tell about the maps. That's the only thing, another tip.
Yeah, right. And Ahiranta, she's, what do you call it? Like technology
Wizard.
Nerd?
Yeah.
Technology nerd.
Yeah.
And she relies on technology for everything.
Oh, I printed all the routes out, the main routes.
Yeah, from technology, but
on the
Yeah.
printer. I have it in
I own a
paper.
printer, which is
But
technology.
as soon as you go off road,
Ah.
it's no good. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they go kooky.
Yeah.
The GPSs go kooky.
What happened yesterday before Dover?
And it
before
always happens
Dunkirk.
at the most important point. I mean, like, it's easy to drive from one place to another if you don't care where you're going to end up, like,
Yeah.
you know. And we've done that all the time. And
Yeah.
Ahiranta, she's a great navigator. She spot on all the time, like, you know, everything was perfect except the two most important situations. One, getting on the ferry, and two, getting on the ferry again. Catching the ferry in time. And one thing I would advise you is, they tell you to get there, let's say 2 hours before. Don't get there 2 hours before, get there 3 hours before.
At least.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
make sure, number two, make sure you have a map, a good old fashioned map and compass to go with, because sometimes you'll be lost somewhere. You'll know roughly where you are, but you won't know what direction you're going in. Because that sometimes happens, these roads, they bend. And we were using stuff like the position of the moon and the time of day. We were just as an example to find out where you are, but not everybody understands. For instance, if it's 7 o'clock, the sun is still out. If you stick your right shoulder to the sun and where your nose is painting, you're probably going to have south. So you can work out then on a map which way you're travelling down whatever road you're on. Sometimes if your navigation fails, you haven't even got that. You don't even know what road you're on. You just need to know which way you're travelling. So you need a compass to point you in the right direction. Travel down the road, and sometime or other you'll come up against road signs that will tell you what road you're on. Then you can zero in on the map and find where you are, and you're happy to go. But if you haven't got a map, and if you haven't got a little bit of understanding about, you know, like north, south, east and west, you're going to be lost.
And you have a timeline. It's only a
Don't
problem.
rely on technology.
It's only a problem when you have a timeline. And yesterday we had a timeline. We booked the ferry. We brought a date first. We put a date later. Then we put it forward. Anyway, we had to take the ferry yesterday at 6. And our GPS was messing us around. Google worked perfect all the weeks through. And yesterday it messed us around. And this morning we used another GPS system on the phone, and that one started talking German to us all of a sudden.
Just German.
Never had that before. Yes, this morning. So you cannot always fully, and we didn't have a map with us. That's the whole point that we want to share with you.
So what do you do if you've got sorry?
Take a map.
So what you should do if you've got a map, every once in a while, it's always a good idea. Pencil, rubber.
Where
map.
are we? Yeah.
Pencil, rubber, map, compass.
Yeah,
right? Just keep it on the side there, and your navigator sitting next to you. It keeps them interested in where they are, keeps them awake, and blah blah. Pencil mark where you just gone through, let's say Belgium, Brussels.
Yeah.
Pencil mark it. Pencil mark the road you're going on, whatever time. And just do that every once in a while, you know, mark the map out, because you don't know when you're going to need that. And because if your compass does what ours did, you're going to be in crap
GPS,
street,
yeah. And luckily enough, we both stay calm, and the GPS said turn right, while the road signs says clearly port that way, and the GPS wanted us to go off all the time. And then Indiana says to me, who do I listen to? Do I listen to her, or do I listen to you? Do I listen?
Because what's happening, right? When you go to a port, it's always busy. I mean, you're in Europe, you're driving on the right hand side of the road.
Surrounded by trucks.
You're on the right hand side of the road. You're coming up sometimes to signs, road signs and what have you, that's totally alien to you. And so I rely on her for that, on Akira, because she's from Europe, I'm from England. And what does that mean? You know, like, you know, so your brain is trying to think, and you've got big truckers moving down beside you. If you take a bad turn, there's someone, no, don't turn left, man, don't turn left. And you're already over there, the big white line is by there, and you've got a big trucker over there. And that really, really gets very dangerous. So
Oh, and another one. Yesterday, we decided to do the M25 last night because England was playing Holland, the Netherlands.
It
So
was
we
quiet.
knew, yeah. Do you want the M25 to be empty? Just let England play. It was fantastic, but we had the western sun setting in the west. The sun setting in the west. We had a moment that we could not see further than 2 little white stripes before us. We couldn't see the truck anymore, totally blinded by it. We are going to invest in good sunglasses that can take that glare. We have 6 sunglasses in the van. They look beautiful, fashionable, beautiful. What a nice image. They are crap when it comes to safety.
Yeah.
That was a very dangerous situation.
I was wearing a peak hat like this, right?
Yeah.
And I had to put it right down. And I could only see like meters in front of me on the road because if I pulled it up any higher, the sun was in my eyes. So it was like...
It's a smart motorway. No, you could not quickly pull over to the side. Because that was dangerous. That was seriously life-threatening. That was
life-threatening.
So
definitely.
please invest in good sunglasses. We are going to. Yeah. So that's another tip I would like to share.
We should start a petition to prosecute those people who put into motion those so-called smart motorways, and those people who did that should be sent to prison because they're guilty. They're guilty of murder or manslaughter. There's people who's died on those roads out there because of those so-called smart motors.
They are absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, that was our part. I hope you liked our tips.
I hope you're glad we finished on a happy note.
Yeah.
Smart motorways.
If you are thinking about doing van life, we are not full-time van lifers. We go on the road whenever we feel like it. And the only thing that I would like to share, it can be done van life if you are prepared and take a few things in considerations for safety and just keep things simple. Just keep things simple and maintain the van that you drive. You really need to. Our van is almost 20 years old and it purrs like a pussycat.
Yeah.
So it deserves a medal.
Yeah, it was great.
But
Some Aussie come up and his van was, he had one of those big camper vans, you know, the proper one. Ours is only a van converted, not properly converted even. And his engine was newer than ours, but he said, yeah, your engine's purring. Like I said, yes. He said, mine. He said, there's something wrong with it, I think, because it doesn't sound like this, he said. And so it's definitely a beautiful van, really.
Yeah, and his van was 1 year younger than ours. It has done such a good job. But we do a big service before this trip. We did new tires on it. If there are advisories on the MOT, we have them done. So we save money every month for the van, that we can keep it, maintain it, keep it on the road in the best condition possible. I think that is also a tip
we
I
might
would
be doing
like
some
to
crop
say.
circles as well.
Yeah, we are waiting for crop circles now.
Yeah, we like crop circles because we discovered something when we was just doing it for a bit of fun, really, crop circles, because it's interesting. And then we started bringing films home and the crop circles, and then I said, hey, wait there a minute, something. What was that? Slows it down, and then slows it down again. And then these beings of light. So we got a kind of a little interest now in crop circles, because maybe there's something going on there. I got a curious mind anyway. Yeah,
so, there's more than the eye.
And a spiritual person as well, because we may well be starting while we are at home. Kicking off with our spiritual
talks
channel
again,
and not spiritual, i.e. like let's go to church, let's sit down and pray. No, it's I'm into more mysticism and
benefit the people's life. How we have improved our own life, and we would like to share that with other people.
And I'm interested in how we can affect our environment by having certain vibrations about us through meditation or chanting, and I'd like to talk one day maybe about the journey and how that changes the way your mental vibrations are, because you're not on a computer, but you're having to focus on one thing, and focusing on one thing is basically the underline of meditation, focus. So,
it brings you in the moment.
yeah, and that's when you start. Akiran and I often get, when we're out there, moments of this bliss, and that's phases of meditation, meditated energy. You go through certain phases, like you go through joy, bliss, blah blah, and we often hit into the bliss zone. And so I think you can go, you know, so I think that's an interesting chat.
Yeah.
I don't like chatting about, like,
just follow our channel and you will
God on
see
a
those
cloud.
videos.
Yeah.
Our channel will not be about one thing. We just do whatever we like.
We are.
Yeah,
like,
we do what we like. We're not trying to please other people. I've done that way too long. I'm not going to do that. We do what we like. If we go in the fan, we will have fan live videos. If we are here, we will have spirit talks like we do here, and
we're a bit of a package deal. We're a package holiday. We are. Yeah. We cover a lot of things.
Yeah, that's right. Not one thing.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. If you like to see our latest travel, just subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell that you get a notification when we upload our first video of our latest trip.
We had some adventures as well. Some really
things happen.
Usual,
things happen. You will have to look.
You have to look. Yeah. Okay.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.